Guys, if you're over 60 and dealing with weaker, less dependable erections, what I'm about to say might sound too good to be true, but it's backed by science and years of medical practice. One small tweak to how you drink a glass of warm water in the morning can do more for your erections than many of the pricey pills you've been told to take. And yet, hardly any men your age know this trick. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience, helping men regain their sexual health naturally. I've seen what works and what doesn't, and I can tell you with full confidence. This habit is one of the most overlooked solutions for men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Most men think their erection problems are just due to low testosterone or aging, but often it's actually a hidden circulation issue. Warm water, when used the right way, can open up your blood vessels, clear minor blockages, and send your body the signal it needs to perform again. In a moment, I'll show you exactly how to drink it, when to drink it, and what to mix with it for the best results. But first, you need to know the common morning mistakes older men make without even realizing that slowly weaken their erections. Fixing them could change everything for you. Before we begin, you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any more men's health tips made just for guys over 60. After watching, drop a 1 in the comments if this helped or a 0 if it didn't, so I know how to make these videos even better for you. Now, before I reveal the exact way to use warm water for stronger erections, we need to talk about why things change after 60. Understanding what's really happening inside. Your body is the first step to fixing it tanned. It's way more important than most men think. When I talk to a man in his 60s, I can usually see the frustration and embarrassment in his eyes before he even speaks. Many tell me, "Doc, I don't feel like the man I used to be." And I get it, I've heard this same story hundreds of times over the last 30 years. What they often don't realize is that these changes aren't their bodies suddenly failing them, but the result of small, gradual shifts that have built up over years. An erection isn't just about desire, it's a complex process that depends on healthy blood vessels, responsive nerves, balanced hormones, and the right chemical signals. When you were younger, these systems worked smoothly together. Blood flowed easily through flexible, clear arteries. Your endothelial cells, the delicate lining inside blood vessels, produced plenty of nitric oxide, which relaxed arteries and let blood rush into the penis quickly and stay there. But after 60, things start changing quietly. Tiny deposits of cholesterol and calcium build up in artery walls, narrowing the pathways just enough to slow blood flow. Endothelial cells become less efficient, making it harder to produce the nitric oxide you need. Add in years of lifestyle, habits, stress, poor diet, lack of exercise, and the result is weaker, slower erections that don't last as long. Here's what most men don't know. The blood vessels in your penis are much smaller than those in your heart. That means erection problems can be one of the earliest signs of bigger circulation issues down the road. This isn't just about sex, it's an early warning for your overall health. And here's the good news. There's a simple daily habit that can start reversing some of these changes. Boosting blood flow and restoring confidence. It's not a pill or some complicated treatment. It starts with something as basic as a glass of warm water, but used in a way you've probably never tried before. Over the years, I've seen men spend thousands on supplements, injections, and procedures, chasing the hope of better erections. Many of them walk into my office holding bottles of pills they bought online, convinced the answer has to be complicated or expensive. But sometimes the most powerful solutions are the simplest. And one of the most overlooked is sitting right in your kitchen. Warm water may sound ordinary, even boring. But when used with intention, it can be a quiet force working in your favor every single day. The first thing warm water does is hydrate you in the gentlest way possible. After a night's sleep, your body is slightly dehydrated, your blood a little thicker, and your circulation slower. Drinking warm water first thing in the morning thins your blood naturally, making it easier for your heart to pump and for oxygen-rich blood to reach every part of your body, including the penis. There's also a vascular effect. Warm water gently dilates your blood vessels, relaxing the muscular walls so blood can move more freely. Think of it like warming up an old garden hose on a cool morning. Suddenly, the water inside flows faster and smoother. That improved flow doesn't just help with erections in the moment. Over time, it supports healthier arteries and better responsiveness. Another benefit is in how warm water aids your body's natural detox process. It encourages the removal of waste and metabolic byproducts that, if allowed to build up, can make your blood sluggish and inflamed. Inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of strong erections, and reducing it is critical as we age. I know it's hard to believe that something so simple could have this kind of impact. But I've had patients return after a month of starting this habit telling me their morning erections are back. Their energy feels different and their confidence has shifted. That's the power of giving your body exactly what it needs in a form it can use immediately. Of course, there's more to it than just pouring a random glass. The real secret lies in the timing, the temperature, and a few key additions that can turn warm water into a powerful morning ritual. And that's what we're about to uncover next. One of the first questions men ask me when I mention warm water is, why warm? Why not just drink it cold? I can understand the confusion. After all, most of us grew up thinking cold water was refreshing, energizing, even healthy. But when it comes to improving blood flow and supporting stronger erections, cold water can actually work against you. Here's why. Cold water causes your blood vessels to constrict. It's part of your body's natural response to preserve core temperature. That tightening of the vessels might be fine after a workout or on a hot day. But if your goal is to encourage maximum blood flow to delicate areas like the penis, constriction is the last thing you want. Warm water, on the other hand, signals your vascular system to relax. The smooth muscles in your artery walls loosen, the vessels widen, and circulation improves without forcing your heart to work harder. I've seen this play out countless times in men who switch from starting their day with ice water or chilled drinks to a steady routine of warm hydration. Within weeks, they often report feeling looser in the mornings. Not just in their muscles, but in how quickly they respond to arousal. It's not magic, it's physiology. Warmth promotes flexibility in your arteries, and flexible arteries are far better at delivering the surge of blood an erection requires. Think about it this way. When you're young, your arteries are naturally supple and responsive. As you age, they stiffen. Warm water acts like a gentle wake-up call, restoring some of that lost elasticity. It primes your system for better circulation all day long. Of course, simply knowing that warm is better than cold isn't enough. To see real changes, you need to drink it at the right time, in the right amount, and with the right little boosters that can multiply the effects. And in the next part, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step. Over the years, I've learned that when it comes to health, the details matter. You can take the right idea and get disappointing results simply because you're doing it the wrong way. Drinking warm water for better erections is no different. It's not just about pouring a cup and swallowing it down. It's about creating a small but powerful ritual that works with your body's natural rhythms. The first key is timing. Your body is at its most dehydrated first thing in the morning. You've gone 6, maybe 8 hours without water. And during that time, your blood has become slightly thicker. That means your heart has to work harder to push it through your arteries. By drinking a glass of warm water within 10 minutes of waking, you give your circulation an immediate boost, thinning the blood just enough to let it flow freely and deliver oxygen where it's needed most. Next is the amount. Too little won't give you the full benefit. Too much may leave you feeling bloated. I tell my patients to aim for 10 to 12 ounces, enough to wake up your system but still comfortable. Then there's the temperature. You want it warm, like a pleasant bath, not hot enough to burn or cold enough to tighten your vessels. That warmth is what tells your arteries to relax and open up. Finally, consider adding a natural enhancer. Squeeze of fresh lemon can support healthy blood vessel function. And a small pinch of ginger can improve circulation even further. These are simple, safe additions that work with the warm water to amplify the effect. When my patients follow this method daily for a month, many come back surprised at how much has changed, not only in the bedroom, but in their overall energy and mood. But even the best habits can be undone if you're making certain morning mistakes. And that's exactly what we need to uncover next. I've seen it happen many times. A man follows my warm water routine exactly, yet weeks later, he tells me nothing has changed. When we dig deeper, it turns out he's been unknowingly sabotaging his own progress with small but powerful habits that work directly against the benefits we're trying to create. One of the biggest offenders is starting the morning with coffee before water. I understand the pull. That first cup feels like a ritual, a comfort. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It tightens your blood vessels, the very opposite of what we want. If you drink it before hydrating, you're essentially slamming the door shut on the circulation boost warm water could have given you. Heavy, greasy breakfasts are another silent enemy. Foods loaded with processed fats and sugars spike inflammation in your blood vessels, making them less responsive and slowing blood flow. Over time, this can undo weeks or months of good habits. Sedentary mornings can also blunt your results. If you drink your warm water and then immediately sit for hours, you're missing an opportunity to pair hydration with gentle movement. Even a few minutes of stretching or walking can double the benefit by encouraging blood to circulate more effectively. And then there's alcohol. A night of drinking doesn't just dehydrate you, it damages the delicate endothelial cells lining your arteries. If you're serious about improving erections, limiting alcohol is one of the smartest choices you can make. The truth is, warm water can be a powerful ally, but only if you're not working against it. Think of it like planting a seed. You can give it water and sunlight, but if you keep stepping on it, it will never grow. Now that you know what can quietly sabotage your progress, let's talk about something just as important. The emotional transformation that happens when a man starts to see his erections return. And why that change reaches far beyond the bedroom. Over the years, I've learned that when a man loses his ability to have strong, dependable erections, it's rarely just about sex. It's about confidence, identity, and the way he carries himself in the world. I've had patients tell me they avoid eye contact with their wives, skip moments of intimacy, or even stop reaching out for a simple hug because they fear where it might lead. Slowly, without realizing it, they start to retreat from the very connections that once gave them joy. I remember one man in his late 60s who came to see me not because of physical pain, but because he felt like a ghost in his own marriage. He and his wife still loved each other, but the spark was gone. When we started working together, I encouraged him to make small, consistent changes, including the warm water habit. A month later, he walked into my office with a grin I hadn't seen. Before he told me it wasn't just that his erections had improved, it was that he felt alive again. He was initiating affection, laughing more, and looking forward to evenings with his wife. That's the hidden truth most men don't realize. When your sexual health improves, so does your mood, your energy, and your sense of purpose. You feel more like yourself, not the older, slower version you thought you had to accept, but the man you remember being. And the people around you notice, your partner notices. Regaining your erections is about so much more than physical function. It's about reclaiming the confidence and connection that make life worth living. And while this emotional change is powerful on its own, it becomes even more meaningful when you pair it with one final step. The part that ensures these improvements last for years to come. If there's one thing I've learned after decades of working with men over 60, it's that change doesn't happen from knowing. It happens from doing. You can listen to me explain the science behind warm water. You can understand how blood flow and vessel health affect your erections. But none of it will make a difference unless you take the first step. That step can be as simple as deciding that tomorrow morning will not be like every morning before. When you wake up, before you check your phone, before you brew your coffee, walk into the kitchen and pour yourself 10 to 12 ounces of comfortably warm water. Feel the heat in your hands. Drink it slowly, letting your body wake up with each sip. As the water moves through you, picture your arteries opening, your blood flowing freely, your body preparing to perform the way it was meant to. Do it. Again the next day and the day after that. Commit to 30 days. You're not just trying something new. You're giving your body the consistent support it needs to repair, recover, and thrive. Track how you feel, not only in the bedroom, but in your energy, your mood, and your confidence. Some men will see changes sooner, others later, but the point is progress, not perfection. Every day you stick to this habit, you're sending a message to yourself that you're not giving up, that you're still investing in the man you are and the man you want to be, because here's the truth. This small daily ritual could be the spark that changes everything. And in just a moment, I'll leave you with one final message, something I tell every man who sits in my office when he's ready to. Take his health and his life back into his own hands. Gentlemen, we've walked through this together. Why erections change after 60. How warm water can quietly revive the blood flow your body craves. Why temperature plays a bigger role than you'd guess. The exact steps to make it work. And the mistakes that can slow your progress. We've even talked about the emotional shift that comes with feeling like yourself again and why taking that first step matters so much. I'm sharing this because I've seen what these changes can do for a man's life. I've looked into the eyes of men who thought their best days were gone. And I've seen the relief, the quiet pride when they realize they can still improve. Still feel strong, still connect deeply with their partners. The warm water habit might seem small, maybe even too simple. But when you stick with it and pair it with smart choices, it can spark something bigger. Not just better erections, but better circulation, more energy, and a better life overall. This is about taking control in a way that's safe, natural, and entirely within your power. I know change can feel daunting, but it starts with a choice to care for yourself, to invest in your health, to refuse to accept decline. As just part of getting older, tomorrow morning, you get to put what you've learned into action. So here's my final thought. Don't let this be just another tip you hear and forget. Let it be your turning point. Start the habit, stay consistent, and see what happens not just in your body, but in your life. You deserve that, and it begins now. If this helped, hit like, share it with a friend who could use it, and drop a comment below. Your support helps me keep making free content. And if you want to take it further, consider donating to help this message reach more men who need it.